All right, so I did a video about Mayor Yemi Mobolade in the past day or so, and was talking about how he is not really a Democrat. And this kind of came about because of his response to the possible detention centers here. And he had the response of basically like, well, it's a federal matter, and we don't really deal in federal matters. And, that'd be great if that was the end of it. But it's not the end of it, because it appears that he does have an opinion on federal stuff. Yes, actually quite a strong opinion on federal stuff. So I've got some stuff for you here. This comes from News Nation. There's a video there. You can find it by that headline. His official comment to potential ICE detention centers in Colorado Springs was it's a federal matter and there's just nothing that they can do about it and everything else. But when it came to the nightclub raid here, this was his response. He wants more arrests after DEA comes through. He wants more. And I know some people are going to be like, well, isn't that good getting rid of criminals? Yeah, well, there's a problem with that, and I'll get to that as well. But, so he has a stance on federal assistance for stuff in some cases, but not others, right? That doesn't make any sense to me. This is from the same News Nation article, which was from April 30th. When asked about, Trump's efforts to ensure safety in the U.S., you can pause to read this. It was essentially, I can really appreciate what the president and his team are doing. The number one role of government at all levels, whether it's federal, state, or local in my case, is the safety of our community. If you don't have a safe community, you have nothing. I have often said that a great city is a safe city, and a safe city is a great city. So he's fine with Trump doing what he's doing. He said that. Whether he fully understands what Trump's doing or not, he's fully supporting it here. And that's awful, because he just made the statement that he didn't want, to get involved because it's, that's a federal thing, and how really hypocritical. You can read more of this. It's really terrible. Speaking of that raid, that nightclub raid, what came of that? Well, it looks like 18 people are facing removal from the U.S. after underground nightclub raid. So you guys remember when that happened? I did a video on it, and we were talking about Jonathan Pullen, the DEA agent in charge of that, because it was very important. Now, here's something funny about the current raid that had happened. They detained 114 people. They found that 18 were eligible to be deported because they were here illegally. Where are the other 96 people? Where are they at? Well, according to this KKTV article, those 96 people, or somewhere in there, which nobody can tell the number for apparently, are in ICE custody as of April. So those people just get disappeared now with no due process, right? And I know some people are going to detract and be like, hey, it was a raid though. They wouldn't have got arrested if it wasn't illegal, right? Right? No, it's not right, because Jonathan Pullen there did a similar raid earlier on in Adams County. They arrested 49 people. 49 people were let go because those charges were dropped because they did not have correct evidence. So we have a DEA agent that our mayor is proud of, but that DEA agent has time and time again, because you can find other articles, where he conducts raids where they have no evidence, and then when they get to the site, they do a bad job of keeping evidence they might find, and then they end up finding that, that evidence is inadmissible in court, and then they have to release the people. Except this time, ICE got to keep the people they detained from the Colorado Springs raid, so we have now participated in disappearing 96 people. This is just amazing. And maybe you're saying, hey, it's all coincidental, right? It's all a big mix-up. How could the mayor possibly affect any of this? Well, back in March, he met with the president, and here's some highlighted lines for what he had to say. And I'll read them here. You can pause if you want to read, but I'll read them for you. During the trip, which he met with the president at the National League of Cities Annual Congressional City Conference, during the trip, Mobolade met with the Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, the liaisons between President Trump's White House staff and local governments nationwide. He talked to the office in February, and while there last week, said he offered to have Colorado Springs serve as a sounding board and testing ground for national policies. So our mayor already made a deal with the devil to have national policies tested here, which I can't believe that didn't include ICE policies. Further, my big ask of them this time around is to consider Colorado Springs one of the top partners when they need feedback in the administration and connecting to cities like ours, or they're testing things out. So our mayor wants us to be a testing board for national policies that are going on. I don't know about you, but I don't want my city being a testing board for Trump and Trump's administration's ridiculous policies. But there you go. There's the mayor, the sellout. So when it comes to the tent event with those nationalists he was in bed with, yeah, I'm going to have to say something fishy's going on. And I'm pretty sure we know where it's coming from. So if you needed more evidence on where a mayor stands on things, when he's pressed publicly, of course he's going to say the nice thing of, I didn't, I'm not getting involved in that. And of course, people who don't know better are going to say, maybe he didn't know he was involved. Maybe he didn't know what was going on. Read the stories for yourself. They're all out there, but That's what we have. This is really ridiculous. This article, by the way, just to give transparency, comes from Colorado Politics from Thursday, July 15th, 2025. The headline is Mayor Mobolade asks White House to work with Colorado Springs during D.C. trip. So there you go. I got the date wrong on that one. That was July 15th. So this is recent. So there you go. The article originally here, that's today's date. Sorry, the article is originally from March 18th, 2025. To correct that there for transparency. I'm not going to edit that out. You guys can see where I'm correcting myself in there. So leave your comments below. That's the full details of it. If you need anything clarified, let me know. But that's where all this comes from. Really is ridiculous.